But yeah, let's talk a little Gegard Mousasi. I want to talk a little bit about Gegard Mousasi. I've been a fan of Gegard Mousasi my whole life. And though he didn't necessarily make his debut in Pride FC, he did make his pro MMA debut in 2003. And that was Gegard Mousasi. He's one of the old school guys who really developed and became a champion outside of the UFC, but a champion in his own right. Now one of the old timers, but was that second wave, kind of like with Rampage Jackson, Rashad Evans. He was in that second wave, not the Sakuraba wave, not the Ken Shamrock wave, but in that second wave of global mixed martial arts. And apparently the PFL is not a fan of Gegard Mousasi, despite, and I know this, despite him still being a draw to eyes on Bellator's YouTube channel when they were streaming the fights, to Showtime when they were charging a freaking subscription service, and hell, even to my channel when I was doing fight companions for it. If Gegard Mousasi's on the card, that Bellator stream was gonna get more views. It just was, and your viewership was gonna go up when he was on screen. His whole freaking country turns up for him, ladies and gentlemen. It's true. They all want to see the dream catcher. The whole Netherlands, ladies and gentlemen. Gegard Mousasi recently had an interview with Mike Bohn, MMA Junkie. It's a really good piece. It's up on screen here. Go check it out. Link will be in the description of this video. But it's been 11 months since Gegard Mousasi has fought, and currently he sees no end in sight to his inactivity under Bellator's new management with the PFL, PFLator. Okay? Mousasi is 49-9-2, former Bellator and Strikeforce champion, last stepped into the cage last May of 2023, when he suffered a unanimous decision loss to Fabian Edwards. Gegard knew the PFL was going to acquire Bellator prior to it being made official, and they wanted to keep him on board. So he expected a little bit of a transition period. He expected not necessarily to hear from the brasses for a little while. We're into the season. We're a few Bellator versus PFL cards in. We got cards still going on overseas. What is going on? He did not expect this. He currently has 3 fights left remaining on his deal that he signed with Bellator that was part of the PFL purchase. But Gegard feels like he's been shunned, as ownership doesn't want to make good on the terms of his contract, i.e. pay this man his money.
Pay that man his money.
He's at the point where he has to voice his frustrations through media, and he was quoted saying to MMA Junkie, "The problem is my manager tried to contact them, and they don't even respond," said Mousasi. "There's no effort to promote or get me to a fight. It's radio silence with them. They're trying to be number 2 organization in the world, but I think at least what they can do is tell me what their plans are with me. I know they owe me a fight. They have a contract with me. They want to maybe pressure me to take a pay cut, but why would I do that? I know they owe me fights. I know better. Let's say that." Like I said, Mousasi's been fighting pro since April of 2003. He's a seasoned vet and has fought everywhere. Pride, Dream, Strikeforce, UFC, Bellator, freaking deep, as we'll see in a bit here. He said he's very, very familiar with the politics of the sport of mixed martial arts, but has never dealt with this much frustration. This situation is the most frustrating throughout his whole time being a pro in mixed martial arts. He told MMA Junkie, "This is my way to send a message to them, at least because it's difficult to get them on the phone. I have to go to media. It is crazy. Every promotion has its own thing. UFC would give me 3-4 months of fight, but they wouldn't pay me enough. Bellator, they paid me more, but I would fight a lot less. Now with PFL, they don't even give me a fight. This is the worst, I think. They don't even talk to you. It's like an ex-girlfriend or something." More detail in this interview with MMA Junkie and in this article that's on screen here. But let's just take a look at Mousasi's career. He's one of those guys that if he still wants to fight, let him fight, man. He's still a big name. He's an absolute legend in the sport, okay? 49 wins, 9 losses, 2 draws. Like, let him at least try to go for 50, even if it's just to finish out his contract, even if it's just 3 more fights. You know, it's not like he's going to be at the top of your rankings anymore. Top of Bellator rankings. He's not even 40 yet. 38 years of age. He's got a lot of miles on him, though, I'm not going to lie. 27 KO TKOs, 13 submissions, 9 decisions. He was 9-3 in the UFC, 7-3 in Bellator, 8-0 in Dream, and 4-1-1 in Strikeforce. How are ya, ladies and gentlemen? Lost to Johnny Eblen, beat Austin Vandervoort, lost Fabian Edwards as well. Beat an 18-4 John Salter, beat Douglas Lima, beat Lyoto Machida, split decision in Bellator, which, by the way, Lyoto Machida, even back in 2018-19, was still humming in Bellator. Beat Rory McDonald, and Rory McDonald was absolutely humming in Bellator as well, was a champion over there. And look at the guys he beat in the UFC, man. Chris Weidman, Uriah Hall, Vitor Belfort, Thiago Santos, avenged a loss to Uriah Hall as well. Dan freaking Henderson, man. Dan freaking Henderson, are you kidding me? A young Latifi. I mean, man, his UFC run was lengthy between 2013 and 2017 when he decided to go to Bellator after that. So we see his time in Strikeforce, followed on K1, Dream, Cage Warriors, M1, Pride, Deep. He's fought everywhere, man. He's fought everywhere. He's an absolute legend. Let's take a look at a few of his highlights here from his early days. So here's in Deep. Oh my goodness, what a knee. Unreal. Oh, let's go. Let's go.
Everything is.
He's an absolute beauty, and he deserves more respect from PFL, ladies and gentlemen. He deserves more respect from the PFL. We'll keep you posted on Gegard Mousasi's status moving forward.